Hey guys, what's going on? MaxFTE here, and today I'm back with another Ultra League video. Today we're going to be using another team from the actual Nomad on Twitter. Make sure to give them a follow, give them a, I was waiting to say a subscribe, but you don't really do that on Twitter. Did you also know that only 3.3% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed? So if you're enjoying, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe, helps on the road to 10k. But yeah, let's jump into the battles. So as I mentioned, this is a team from the actual Nomad on Twitter. Like I said, give them a follow. Really talented battler. Hit legend multiple times, so if there's somebody to take advice from, it's definitely going to be them. We've got Alolan Sandslash on the lead, Annihilate and Lanturn in the back. I like to have Annihilate as the safe swap, just because it's a bit more flexible than the Lanturn. For example, if like a dragon, if you swap to the Lanturn and then a dragon or like a grass type comes in, then you're pretty much screwed. Annihilate, very flexible though. I've got the Shadow Ball and Night Slash variant. I just prefer sort of fishing for the boost as well. I think having the Ice Punch on the Annihilate, I think it's not really as relevant, because with the Ice Punch you're sort of hitting flyers and you're hitting ground types with that, which Sandslash hits your flyers and your dragon types, and Lanturn can hit 4 good damage against your ground types. Plus as well, the only thing that your sort of Night Slash isn't going to be doing as well against is your fairy types, but you've got Shadow Ball, so I just prefer the Night Slash variant. Very flexible there. And so Lanturn as well, it's not something you actually see that much in the Ultra League. I was actually quite surprised. I've got one it's 98%, but it's 14 attack. Unfortunately, I was a bit skeptical about using it. I do have it best buddied and at level 51, which is quite handy. Gives me that little edge. But yeah, I barely ever actually use Pokemon that sort of reach level 50 before 2500, just because I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it. I just think I just sort of underestimate them. Like in my head I'm just like, oh yeah, they don't even reach 2500 at level 50, so they can't be that good. But you would be very surprised, or maybe you won't be surprised because maybe you're not like me and you don't just underestimate for no reason. Sandslash I think is a really good lead at the moment. Obviously there is a lot of Annihilates and there is a lot of Poliwrath, but I've been finding them sort of been lurking in the back quite a lot. Yeah, I've definitely just noticed a lot more sort of fairy leads, a lot of dragon leads, which obviously the Sandslash is really happy to see. And then having the sort of fairies in the front and your dragons as well, is really good for the Annihilate and your Lanturn. But yeah, Skeledirge in here against the Sandslash. We go for the Ice Punch first, just to grab a shield, and then we're going to go straight for the Drill Run. This is going to take a good chunk of health off of them. We are going to come in with a Lanturn, and we are still 2 shields at this point. I think they have 1 shield as well. They're going to go for the Disarming Voice. I'm going to shield just to sort of preserve a little bit of health on the Lanturn. I did make a mistake. That's one thing I'm really bad for, is not knowing sort of what Pokemon wins CMP versus other Pokemon, and then I always manage to throw my move on CMP at that point, at a sort of situation like that where it knocks them out, so I'm not able to get that farm, which is a bit unfortunate. However, they're in with a Staraptor, and at this point it's pretty much game over. They would still be able to wiggle just barely through it. However, unfortunately for them, our Lanturn does just have a bit too much health, as well as the fact our Annihilate is doing neutral damage with the counters. They are just really going to add up. They are able to pretty much just about one-shot the Annihilate with the fly just there, but we do live with a slither of health, and just for the BM we do manage to get the Night Slash boost. Perfect. Coming in with the Sandslash against the Swampert, this is a lead that isn't that good. I don't really know the sort of ideal way to play it at the moment. Generally what I'll do is sort of build up to, I'll go for an Ice Punch and then swap to Annihilate, and just sort of see where they take it from there. Most of the time, they will. There's been a lot of Alolan Mucks that swap out into the Annihilate, which is a bit. I mean, fair enough. Maybe it's their best answer to Annihilate, but it's not exactly a counter. Poison Jab's going to be doing hardly anything. Dark Pulse is only neutral, and obviously majority of them will have acid. Excuse me, acid spray. But the Dark Pulse takes us out there, and I want to say at this point I'm probably going to come in with the Lanturn. No, Sand Slash, sorry. Just go for an Ice Punch straight away. I can't actually remember how much energy my Swampert was on. However, I'm just going to come in with a Lanturn and just make sure they don't get a move off, which is nice. They do come in with a Clefable here, which is... There's worse things to see. We may be able to still wiggle our way through this. Thankfully, they let a Thunderbolt go through, and we do still have 2 shields. I want to say at this point, because Sand Slash... No, sorry, because Lanturn isn't going to be able to do much to the Swampert, I want to say I'm going to save my shields for the Sand Slash. Yeah, so they're going to go for a Meteor Mash. It doesn't quite KO, and they're going to come in with their Swampert and go for a move themselves, which I'm okay with. They're using up their energy. They're going to go for a Hydro Cannon, and that takes us out. And now we've got 2 shields against a Swampert, which is quite nice to see. Ice Punch, first one's going to get shielded. And at this point, I will be able to just go for it. No, they're going to go for a Hydro Cannon. I'm just going to be able to shield that up. And we are going to hit the CMP tie on the next one. But, I mean, because it was a CMP tie, I can just safely shield that up. Be able to get my move off. This is going to take out from this range. We are Shadow. They are not, but it does definitely take out. Clefable has no energy, so yeah, we're going to KO them there. Next, this was a funny match actually. Sand Slash in here against the Steelix. They swap out into Tapu Fini. We're going to come in with the Lanturn, and opponent gives up. Nice and quick game. Always love to see matches like that, but it is funny because it's like you just barely ever see Lanturn, and it's like to get totally hard countered with the Tapu Fini. It's just, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. And so we've got the Annihilate in here against the Swampert. We're going to let the first Hydro Cannon go through. Does about 50%, just slightly less. They come in with a... see, that's another Alolan Muck. That's what I'm saying with this team. Gonna go for the Night Slash. Not very effective. This is obviously where Ice Punch would be a bit better, but I don't know sort of how efficient that would actually be. Obviously, you're not getting stabbed. It is only neutral, so I'm not actually sure. Unfortunately, we do shield up an Acid Spray, which is probably one of the worst feelings in this game, I think, is shielding up a move that you absolutely know you didn't need to shield. Thankfully, they go for a move, and it is going to be another Acid Spray. So, unfortunately, they are going to get another Poison Jab off, but again, I'd rather them do that than farm us all the way down. We're going to build up a little bit of energy and then go for an Ice Punch. This is going to take them out unless they want to shield up, which they do not. Here they're going to come back in with a Swampert, and I want to say I let this go. No, I shield it up, okay. Gonna go for the Ice Punch. This is going to do quite heavy hitting neutral damage. They are going to shield that up. And I did try to catch a move onto... I forgot about this game. So, of all of the things to have in the back, a Gyarados. Who runs Gyarados in Ultra League? The one Pokemon that is like quadruple weak to Lanturn. It's just... The luck here was just immense. And so... they go for a Hydro Cannon, thankfully. I'm going to be able to go for a Surf. And this is not quite going to take them out. However, if they'd farmed all the way down, they would have won. But you're going to see here, they would go for an Earthquake, which, bit of overkill. And they sort of threw that game. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. Hit that subscribe button as well while you're at it. Helps on the road to 10k. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya. Peace.